Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I just ate some orange and I think, are we okay? I think we're okay. Okay, we're good. Here on my channel I talk about mental health, minimalism, and my little family's journey of having a baby and moving to the other side of the world. So we currently live in Auckland, New Zealand, and we will be moving to Germany in just under 3 months, which is kind of crazy. So I have a few different videos kind of out about that at the moment, some mental health stuff, some minimalism and moving overseas stuff, some like how we're planning all of this and kind of making it work, why we have decided to leave New Zealand, interesting stuff like that. But today I wanted to focus a little bit more on the baby stuff because we are going to have our 20-week scan and find out if we're having a boy or a girl in just over a week, which is extremely exciting. And I had to show you something because I was working from home today and I got dressed. This is totally ridiculous. Okay, look at this. I was like, okay, let's see if I can show you to here. I was like, look at this cute top. This looks so adorable. And then I put on my jeans. And this is me. This has been me so far today. Now, of course, the camera can't see this if I'm, on meetings working from home, but I've just felt completely ridiculous because my style has always been like slightly cropped tops and then like more high-waisted pants. And now, because of these, the top doesn't sit low enough. The pants don't sit high enough. So this is me at the moment. Bump is like starting to come through. So yeah, definitely not fitting stuff as well as we were, but it's still not like the big obvious bump, but it's definitely coming along. So that is really exciting. But let's talk today about whether we think it's going to be a boy or a girl. So I have gone through the list of like all of the old wives' tales. We've got a Mayan calendar, we've got a Chinese calendar, we've got a few things that I don't even know where they came from, and we're gonna have a look at that today and try tally up what it's looking like. And I'm also going to give you kind of what I'm thinking and what my husband is thinking and what people in my life are thinking. So let's talk about it. Firstly, I just want to say this is my first pregnancy, so I don't have anything to compare this to. So I can't sort of say like, oh, I've had a boy and then now I'm pregnant and it feels totally different or it feels very similar, so I think it's a boy or a girl or whatever. So I don't have that to go based off of. So that's the first thing out of the way. Okay, so the first thing that we tried was the ring hanging on a thread. I only had like tie that you would use on gift wrapping and everything. Anyway, hanging on a thread. And so we tried it a few times and we ended up doing it 5 times, and 3 times it went back and forth and twice it went in a circle. So that would indicate boy. So the hanging the ring, that would indicate boy. The next one is craving sweet versus savory. I would say it's kind of been 50-50. Like, I was really craving cheese scones there for a bit, but then I've also been really craving oranges. And then what else has there been? Oh, I mean, I'm really craving sushi, which I'm not meant to have unless it's from a very reputable place, which I have done that. Which is kind of savory, but it's more like umami savory. But then I've also been really craving dough donuts, which is a donut place here. That's been awesome. So like it's kind of split. There's not like a theme of it. So that one I'm gonna say like neither way. There's not really a trend there on sweet versus savory. Morning sickness. So my actual like nausea with the morning sickness, I never threw up. So the morning sickness not being so bad would indicate boy. I was extremely exhausted though. Like there was nothing about exhaustion in this, but if there was, I could have said like exhaustion, whichever gender that's pointing at, it's that one, right? So it was more the like total exhaustion, but the actual nausea itself wasn't like too terrible. So I think that's 2 points for boy so far. The other one is nails and hair. So they say that if your nails and hair are like really brittle, then it's a girl, and if they're like really nice and strong, then it's a boy. I've always had strong hair and nails, and that's kind of carried on. So I'm gonna say that that's like neither way for that one. Okay, skin. So they say that if it's oily skin, then it's a girl, and if you get dry skin, then it's a boy. I have always been oily skin type, but I have had dry skin during this pregnancy, particularly like around here and then around here in my nose. I've been having dry skin, and that's something I've never experienced before. So that would also indicate boys. We're up to 3 for boy. Oh, okay. Okay, the next one is feet swelling. I am only at like 18, almost 19 weeks. So maybe we can't tell on this one, but if there is no feet swelling, which I have not noticed at all yet, then that would indicate girl. So we're on 3 for boy, 1 for girl right now. The next one is boobs. Like, they're obviously going to get bigger, but they say that if they are like out of proportion with your body, then that's boy, and if they still like look in proportion with your body, then that's girl. I would say that I'm still like in proportion, so I'm going to say girls. Then that's where we're at. Heart rate. They say that if the baby's heart rate is 140 or above, then it's a girl, and if it's below that, then it's a boy. At my last midwife's appointment, which was very recently, it was at about 130, so that would indicate boy. So then I have the 2 calendars left. There are other midwives, like old wives' tales, sorry, but none of those really applied to me, so I've just kind of left those out because those were like tiebreakery ones. They were like even split ones anyway. So the 2 calendar ones, the Mayan calendar, which looks at the year of your birth and the year of the baby's birth, and if they're both even or both odd, they're going to be both odd, so that would indicate girl. So that's where we're at for that. And then I don't know how the Chinese calendar one works, but I put in baby's due date and my birthday, and it said girl. So then we ended up evenly split. After all of that, we ended up evenly split. I don't have enough of a bump yet, I think, to do the like bump shape, or if it's like sitting higher or lower, if it's sitting wider or like more pointy. I can't do that one yet, so I can't help you with that one there. The next one is what the parents think. And I'll tell you what I think last, because I don't know. Well, I'm not 100% convinced either way anyway, but they do say that the mum is right like 75% of the time on this, which doesn't technically make sense, but apparently is true. So anyway, so let's go with what Josh thinks. He did not have an opinion up until like a week ago, and then he's not really like the speculative type. He's just like, oh, it'll be what it'll be. Like, it's okay. Whereas I like to kind of gossip and think and speculate and blah, blah, blah. He now thinks boy. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he knows why, but he thinks boy. At work, people are kind of fairly evenly split, but I feel like there's a few more saying boy. And then for me, my initial gut instinct when I found out we were pregnant, like right away, if I had to pick, then my initial gut was girl. And then after we had our first scan, I switched that to boy. And the reason why is that for our first scan, the baby was like really, really scrunched up. And he ended up being there for so long and having to do so much. It was really uncomfy to try and get the baby to stretch out enough so that we could do the measurements we needed. And when my husband was little, they used to call him Squish, because they would be like, where's Josh? When he's like 3 or something. And they'd find him squished in the gap between the sofa and the wall, just like having a little nap there, and that's where he wanted to be. He liked being all kind of like scrunched up. And so the fact that the baby was kind of doing that, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's like my husband, so it's a boy. So I had that for a long time. And then a couple of weeks ago, I had a dream that it was a girl. So now I'm wondering if that means that I think that it's a girl. I don't know. I really don't. And I don't know how I feel either way. Like, I don't know if I feel differently between it, or if it's more just like the excitement of like guessing and finding out and knowing. I think it's more kind of that. But yeah, it is interesting sort of hearing everyone's guesses and all of that. So yeah, it'll also be interesting to see like later on in the pregnancy when we do know if those like how the bump is sitting and the feet swelling more and like heartburn and stuff like that, if that is actually true. But right now, your guess is as good as mine. Uh, so anyway, we will have to wait and see. And I don't know if I'm gonna tell at this stage. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna tell because having a baby, putting all of that on the internet is like not necessarily the greatest thing. So yeah, we're still trying to decide how we deal with that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being along for the journey. Let me know down below what you think, or if you have any questions for me that you'd like to know to like figure out if it is boy or girl. It's very exciting. You will notice that some of our photo frames are missing because we are already starting to pack stuff down because we are leaving in like 9 weeks. So it's all kind of happening at once. It's very, very exciting. So if you'd like to be along for that journey, please subscribe and I will see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.